Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be part of Sales Kenneth this year. I'd like to thank Risa Golding and her team at Cacao Media for the opportunity to present today. Today, I'm going to look at 7 best practices that myself and my team have used to make it easy to sell and make it easy for people to buy, particularly in the B2B space. I'll just introduce myself first. I'm from Dublin, Ireland, working at home now for the last year, like most people, with a 4 and a 2-year-old running in every day at about 3 p.m. I started my career in marketing agencies almost pre-digital. A lot of focus on the big 5 back then, which was TV, press, outdoor cinema, and radio. And I left agency land to join a radio station startup, and I took various sales roles there. And then a few years later, I joined a TV and media digital startup as a sales manager, leading a team selling TV and digital advertising across the different platforms. And from there, I kind of caught the digital bug, and after a while, I set up my own business, and it was a digital travel platform in the adventure space. So allowing people book adventures such as surfing and water sports around the world. As a nice profitable business that grew kind of largely based on Hubspot's inbound marketing philosophy and their sales enablement tools. And I exited the business a few years ago and subsequently took on a role in HubSpot as a channel manager. And essentially what I do is I work with a team of agency partners in the marketing CRM and RevOps space to assist them in running their business, really by using the HubSpot tools as a foundation to grow their clients' businesses. So it's very sales focused, and it relies heavily on a mix of inbound and outbound selling. And just a quick note on HubSpot. So our position right now is as the CRM for scaling companies. Essentially what we have is a suite of sales, marketing, and operations tools that help companies grow revenue by really aligning the 3 elements of marketing, sales, and services together. They do this with one single source of truth. So all the information you need about your prospects and customers are all in one place on one platform. And one intuitive UX, so makes the product very easy to use, and one unified code base. So one line of code that's very easy to add to your website. And the real idea is that you're not using a lot of different tools to run your business, with reports and information in different silos, not talking to each other. Instead, you can do it easily in the one platform. Now, what I want to get across today is how important digital adoption is and how it makes things easy for everybody. So everyone involved: prospects, customers, sales reps, and sales managers. So having worked in sales all my life and now in the CRM world, I realize that the word CRM is not everyone's favorite word because it kind of means administration, and no one really likes that. But if it's made easy and built intuitively, then it can really be a box of powerful tools that helps you do your job well. And all of these companies that I have here are really powerful, but they're also very easy to use. So like comparing Apple to their predecessors like Nokia, Apple just much easier to use. Comparing Google to Yahoo, and companies like Airbnb and Amazon, they're so easy and joyful to use. I try not to use Amazon. I try to shop locally, but it's just Amazon make it so easy to just go and buy from them. And that's how companies will win today. The B2C companies have been doing it for years, and now it's the B2B's turn, making it easy for people to buy and sell from them. I have it kind of here, it's a kind of a HubSpot motto, but making it as easy for an 8-year-old and an 80-year-old to use. So let's start with the who. So often our job in sales is to reach out to people we don't know or we don't have a big connection with. So all day long, these people are working away, and the last thing they want is an email from someone they don't know, but full of text claiming to solve all their problems. So this is an email I actually received a couple of days ago, and I'm still so surprised that people do this. So as a potential prospect, me looking at this, it just makes me very, very angry. I'm so busy, and then this gets dropped into my mailbox. It's full of text. Even the signature is longer than most emails. And it's even put a table inside it. He's inserted his table into this email without any context at all. And I'm supposed to get this email and go, this guy's going to solve all my problems, and he expects me to reply to him. And it actually makes me do the exact opposite. It kind of makes me do a Liam Neeson type message. I will find you, I will track you down, and I will destroy your email inbox. So the approach we go with is we use tools like Vidyard, which allows you to create a short 1 or 2 minute video and embed it into the email. So you keep it really, really simple. You say hello, you just get a conversation going. just a small line. This person might not be ready to be sold yet. He doesn't need a big long email. She may not be ready for a demo yet, but you want to make sure she knows you exist, so that when she is ready, she knows to reach out to you. She knows that you're just not an email sent from a spam farm. And this particularly works great for a nurturing process. So really, the result here, use video. For our team, video increased our meeting rate by 3 times, which is very significant. So don't be a bank is the next one. So stop making it hard for people to get in touch with you. So banks, as we know, are never, ever open. They're just the hardest people to deal with. Up until recently, in my country, in Ireland, they closed at lunchtime. So when you were working, you have your hour off, you still couldn't go to the bank. And it's always been hassle to do business with them. Even trying to get through to their phone system is so stressful. You'd spend hours on hold, and then you get to be put to the wrong person. So it's just an awful experience. So what we do is we use chatbots. But again, not like this. There's lots of ways to use chatbots, because they can be frustrating as well. You see here the message in this chat box is, we'll be back in a few hours. And that's nearly worse than having no chat box. So instead, I want to find out as a customer or as a prospect, I want to find out about pricing, or I want to book a meeting. But if no one's going to get back to me for hours, it's just really bad business practice. So instead, we use chat box to connect and to qualify people. So if someone wants to talk to you, you make it easy. You give them the information they want. Even better, you can qualify them. You ask them a few questions, and if they're ready, you set them up for a meeting with a rep. So like perfect examples, it might be 11 p.m. where the prospect or the client is. They need to talk to someone about something. They want to talk to them first thing in the morning. So if they can go in and set up a meeting through a chatbot on a website, it just makes a huge amount of sense, and everyone's happy. But you'd be surprised how many companies just don't do this. Using chatbots for us increased our team's meeting rates by 30%. So very, very effective. The next one is, prospects don't call you back. So it's a simple fact. As a salesperson, when have you ever got a call back from a prospect? Hardly ever, let's be honest. Like, if you get a call from a friend nowadays, you still don't call them back. Like, people just don't call back. People WhatsApp and say, what's up? What do you want? So don't ask people to call you back, especially prospects who don't know you. Here's an example of a salesman I received, or sales email I received recently. Hi, Nicky. I tried giving you a call today, but wasn't able to reach you. Let's schedule a platform tour so you can experience the main features of our platform. We can select a date or time that works for you. Just give me a call on, here's the number. Feel free to respond to this email with some suggested times as well, and then I can send you over an invitation. Okay, horrible stuff. Firstly, I'm never calling this person back. That's his job. Secondly, I don't know how much I'll be charged if I ring that phone number. He's just thrown in a random phone number there and asking me to ring it. Thirdly, he's asking me to suggest a few times. So he wants me to play email tennis back and forth until a meeting is arranged. So now, again, back to the other email, I'm very, very angry and I have no time for this. So instead, make it simple. Have your 2-minute video as before, and then put a link to your calendar which shows your availability, so they can book a meeting with you when they want. And the link in the calendar, this is HubSpot's one, so it just shows you the time that you're available, and people can easily select it. And it also, you can qualify with an agenda, so you can ask a few questions like, what would you like to discuss, so that you can be prepared before this call. On average, it saves, we kind of worked it out, it saves 10 minutes back and forth trying to arrange a meeting, but more importantly, it leads to more meetings being created, because it's just now so easy to create a meeting. The next I call is, where is the waiter? So, this is you've finished your meal, you've had a really good time, and you're ready to go, but it takes you 20 minutes to get the bill. So you're raging, you just want to go and pay the bill. You want to get out of there, you've had your fun. But the waiter is over in the corner, chatting to another waiter, talking about the night they had last night, and they're just not paying any attention to you. So the message here is, don't be that waiter, and instead allow people to pay when they're ready to pay. And e-commerce is amazing at this. You want something, you can get it straight away and pay for it, whereas B2B is pretty hopeless. So, in B2B, we have that dreaded talk to sales button. So what if you have already talked to sales and you know everything about the product and you just want to pay? So you ring up your rep and you're ready, but they're not there, or they're not ready. They have to go off and get this signed off, or, I'm sorry, I'll have to do you up a quote. I'll email it to you, or I'll email it to you tomorrow. Is that okay? Or, your rep is away for 2 weeks. Can you wait for 2 weeks? So instead, just add your product to your websites. Even if your product is a large amount, make it really easy for people to buy from you. Allow them to give a deposit. Allow them to click on a link so they can buy when they're ready. making closing so much easier. Integrating a payment solution in your own CRM, like it shortened our deal cycle, our team's deal cycle by 20%. And everyone knows in a sales team, shortening a deal cycle is one of the most important things to do. Next, now, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, let alone what you just said. So this is more of a memory thing, particularly with me. The idea here is not to be a note taker. So, have you ever seen like a famous interviewer taking notes? Like the journalist doesn't sit down with someone and then take out this huge pen and paper and start scribbling away when the person's talking. They have to write an article on something, or they have to do work afterwards. They're going to put down a recording device, and then they can listen to the person they're talking to. And the same applies for sales. So if you're doing that discovery call, don't sit there taking notes, don't type away, instead record a conversation and listen. And this particularly works well for remote teams. This is HubSpot's recording feature, and it allows you to record your Zoom calls. You get your great call done, you work out the bands, the pain, the need, all the usual for the clients. And then when you're preparing for the next step, you can watch back and listen to your call again, so nothing is forgotten. I usually do it on high speed, and you can work out exactly what's required for the next step. And if you need to bring on a colleague, a director, an engineer, or something like that, you can send them the call and say, listen, this is the context of it. And here's my summary of it as well, and it's just much better than obviously trying to check a couple of scribbles, or, you're fast typing that you might have missed, the point of your original call, and then it leads to a terrible next call. Next, I say, check the Sunday newspapers. And what I mean here is do your research and do proper research, proper lead qualifying, and proper nurturing. One of my first jobs in sales was, to get the leads, you would buy all the Sunday newspapers and see what's advertising in them. So Sunday newspapers were the big weekly editions, and everyone advertised in them. So then you buy them, you'd scribble down all the advertisers, and on a Monday, you'd run into work and you'd scramble to the computer, register the companies on the CRM. There was no cloud, so you couldn't do it at home on a phone or on a laptop on the Sunday. You had to wait till the Monday. And then by registering them, obviously they were in your name, you could call them, you could win the deal. So, well, times have changed, obviously. So instead of Sunday papers, the method is to align the sales and marketing team together. So create SLA agreements between sales and marketing. Create the lead scoring so the handoff between the two departments works and is clear. So that leads are handed over when they're ready. They're not just cold. It's not, first thing on a Monday when you've seen an ad on a Sunday. And you can create workflows like these. You set up a notification, the handoff is there. So here, if someone's on your pricing page and they're from Germany, marketing sets up a workflow to send an email to the German sales rep. Again, just making it clear and simple. Next one is let them work. So this is targeted to managers mostly. So, and the idea is to enable your team work without constantly asking them questions, and really that is letting the CRM do the work for everyone. So the idea is connect your Zoom to your CRM, connect your emails, connect your phone system, connect your sales processes with the defined deal stages. So everything is there on someone's record. So it's easily to view if someone has left on holidays for 2 weeks, or if someone's left the company, all this data is stored and recorded so that the next person can take over, or even the same person can easily see all his details, and the manager can also manage and work with him together on it. Again, just like it allows you to run reports, so you can run reports in your deals without as a manager, without having to ask your staff about how they're doing every single hour of the day. They can see a report that shows, if a person is great at a discovery, but is not getting people to a demo stage, then it turns out they're not actually great at discovery, or they might be, it seems like they might be good at demos, but they're not getting people to the pricing stage. So you can sit down with them as a manager, identify this, and fix the stage that they're bad at. You can ask a manager to watch back on some of your calls, so they can give you advice without you having to, spend half an hour explaining the whole call to them. You can say, manager, watch this call, let me know what I did right or wrong. And this is particularly great for remote working. You let them listen and coach you without having to kind of be in your face all the time. And it also allows them, allows managers to do things like use predictive close date history. So based on a person's average close sales cycle history, you can see, for example, that John normally closes a deal in 6 weeks. So this helps the managers forecast properly. Instead of asking John every single week, will this close, will this close, will this close? They can look at John's book and say, on average, he closes at 6. So this is what the forecast is going to look like for John's 8 deals. So in summary, make it simple. Use video email, not long text. Use chat box so people can reach you easily. Use meeting links so you can be booked easily. Allow for easy payments so you can close quickly. Record your meetings so you can get better prepared and you can close better. Set up the SLAs between sales and marketing. Use the lead scoring. Use nurturing, and then connect your tools so your boss isn't always on your back. So that's it. That's it for me. So thank you for your time. It was a pleasure being part of Sales Kennis. Again, I'd like to thank Risa and her team for the opportunity to present today. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, they can find me easily on LinkedIn. Okay, bye for now.